Another edition of the crossover right here with your host, B and Ravi, man. Ravi, what you got to say this week?
Hey, man, we're 1 week in, Brian. We're 1 week into the new season.
I tell you, well, I mean, you had the topic of the day or the week to discuss what we're gonna talk about tonight. So I'll let you roll with it. You know, what we're gonna discuss tonight, man, for the people.
Well, I think it's only fitting that we start off with the world champion Golden State Warriors because it's a new season, but they're doing the same old thing. Just a little bit better through the first 4 or 5 games now.
Yeah, we consider this our observations of the first week of the season, and I think the first place you do have to start is Golden State, man. So what you got to say about this, man?
Hey, you know, I'm glad to see that, one, there's no championship hangover. You know, the guys, you know, they got their rings on opening night, but they came out with a sense of purpose.
Yep.
I think once you become a champion, you have to carry yourself like a champion. I think they've definitely done that throughout the first 4 games of the season. If you look at Curry's performance, I think on the season right now, 37 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals a game. So, yeah, I think what stands out there is his scoring has increased, which you would think would tire him out a little bit on the defensive end, but his steals have gone up too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you definitely got to note that. And also his usage rate has also gone up. And you would think the more you use him, his efficiency would go down, but it hasn't. It's gone up as well. So I mean, his play early on through the first 4 or 5 games has been, you know, just as a fan, incredible to watch. But again, like I like the fact they don't have that championship hangover. They're still hungry. You know, they heard a lot of chatter. You know, maybe they got lucky last year, and I think they're coming out to show people that last year wasn't a fluke. And they're for real. So let's see. I think last year they led the league wire to wire. I mean, they had the best record from beginning to end. So you know, then they look poised to do it again.
All right. So what you like is your surprise so far this week, this first week.
Well, in terms of surprises, you got to look at home. Your hometown Toronto Raptors coming out 4-0. I think as of tonight, you know, one of only 3 teams that are still undefeated in the association. You know, Toronto, the Clippers, and Golden State. You know, we're battling with OKC right now, so you know, hopefully they get that 5th win. But I mean, great start. These guys. I think in the first game, I was at that first game. You know, they came out really, you can see the nerves were playing a lot in the first half, but they settled down in the second half, got into the offense. I really like the play of DeRozan so far. I think, you know, his mid-range game is looking really strong. You know, his confidence overall. I mean, just having a chance to see him in person and just seeing his attitude on the court, his demeanor on the court, there's no hesitation. I mean, the game was pretty close against Indiana in the 4th quarter, and there was absolutely no hesitation. He was like spin move, dribble, mid-range jumper at a crucial point in the game, and it was just money. So you know that's been good to see. Yeah. But on the flip side of things, I'm just going to change it up really quickly here. Biggest disappointments for me. First thing that's jumping out for me right now: the Houston Rockets.
Oh
yeah. I mean, these guys have not looked in sync. You know, Harden doesn't look like a guy who's really making anyone around him better at this point. And what's going on with Dwight? Because I think Dwight missed the first game because of suspension. You know, I think because of his technicals, I think, last year. So he missed the first game. He played the second game. And then the third game, he missed it, and it was due to rest. So I found that a little strange. So I don't know if there's an injury there that we don't know about, or if there's other issues that we don't know about going on there in Houston. But, I mean, they're 1-3 as of tonight. Yeah. I mean, they only have one more win than the 0-4 Lakers, so that's not good company you want to keep, especially since you were second in the West last season.
True. I would say for Houston, a couple of things is that I got to give Houston, if I recall, their schedule's been a little tough out the gate, I think, if I recall. They played Golden State already, I think. Yep. They played OKC. They played someone else too, so they had a couple of rough ones coming out the gate. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying.
And surprisingly, the OKC one is the one that they won.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I watched some of that game. Yeah, so you know Harden gets up to play them. So I mean, like, you know, I'm not sure. I don't want to get. I mean, it's probably not the best thing to say in this case at this point. So I'll say it. Where the heck, man? I'm not sure Kardashian curse kicking in right now or not. Kardashian malaise. You know, I don't know what's going on in the personal life, but. Who knows? I will leave that as that, but it makes you wonder a little bit overall, though, as far as the Dwight situation goes with Houston. I think they're just being proactive and just doing a preemptive strike on that. They rather have him. They're doing the Spurs setup. I think it's like in this case, and Dwight's on the other side of 30 at this point. Check him. Make sure he's healthy and ready to go in the playoffs. Because the last 2 years he hasn't been healthy when in the playoffs. So.
But I mean, I'm still. I mean, I can see that, but I'm still. I mean, he hasn't played since May, and we're in November.
I think this is something. My thing is, I think this is gonna be a scheduled every 8 days. He's just gonna miss a game if it happens to fall there. Yeah. I don't think this is just something random. I think that this is gonna be scheduled. Yeah. I think he's gonna be playing something like maybe 70 games or maybe something like that for the season if he's healthy. 65 to 70 games, and they're just going to rest him. And he might not play many back-to-backs for long minutes, if anything. So I see as that. There definitely still seems to be some figuring out with Lawson. So it seems like, Harden's used to having the ball in his hand all the time. It seems like at times he seems a little lost out there with Lawson with the ball. I think they'll figure that out, though. I think they'll be okay. So I think that's the obvious ones so far. Disappointment. Surprise so far. True, we took the L last night in a bad way, but the Detroit Pistons, boy, and my boy, right there in the middle, just wreaking havoc on the league, getting 25 and 25s in the sleep right now, Andre Drummond.
That's right.
Yeah, Raptor fans, how you like messing up that pick? How's that Terrence Ross pick looking right now?
Well, they compounded it this week.
yeah. Let me start with that. But hey, man, I said before, I told you in the text, man, the money's going to be going freely this year, okay? That's going to be like chump change by the time this summer is done. I think, I'm not even concerned about the money because everyone's going to get a lot of money. It's more, I just on a side note with the Raptors, I just think it's like, is this dude really the dude you want to tie your horse, your wagon to for the next 4 years? I just don't see it. He isn't showing enough to me that warranted him getting an extension. That's just me, but
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I don't get it. So I mean, like, it's not like he's a position like a center where it's like hard to find skilled centers or he's got a certain special skill. He's a marksman 3-point shooter. He's a 6'6" guy that is supposed to be a 3-and-D guy when he's not that much 3 and he definitely ain't that much D. So I don't know why you're getting him when you get any dude pretty much coming out of college that can probably fill that spot, or some journeyman in this case here.
Exactly.
You get Caron Butler for like about a nickel in this case here and do the same thing.
That's exactly right.
So who knows, man. Sorry, I have the little one with me right now. She's there tapping me on the shoulder, trying to get my attention. I see you. Anyways, let's get back to as far as my I guess. I don't know if you want to call it the high or highlights so far of the year. Surprise. Golden State, I'm saying, Golden State's obvious, but I won't go with Golden State. I think, I don't know. I think right now, I guess, maybe it is Golden State. Man, trying to fight the inevitable. It really is just Golden State just blowing the doors off of everybody at the moment. It is the story, man. Curry's been on fire. What else to say? He's doing memes now with his wife and stuff like that, doing, I don't know, Disney songs or something I saw all over Twitter today, so who knows, man. I don't know, man. It's getting crazy out there, man. But I don't know. That's all I got to say about this. Just keep it low key. We got a lot of stories coming up for the rest of the season.
We got a lot of stories. I think before we go tonight, we'll just do a quick rundown on the rookies here. Okay. So I think obviously Karl Anthony Towns, having a strong showing in the early going, 17 and 10 per game. Minnesota's 2-1 right now. Yep. So it's not like this guy's just getting stats and his team's not doing great. I mean they're playing pretty decently right now, and he's looking NBA ready.
Yep.
There's no adjustment period there at all.
No. He's looking very comfortable. Very comfortable.
He looks really comfortable, very comfortable. You look at another guy that this one pains me because the purple and gold could have had him. But Jahlil Okafor, averaging 20 points, 5 boards a game. Philly's 0-3 right now, but just strictly on his play, I mean, he's another guy who looks pretty ready, no hesitation in his game from what I've seen so far. And then we'll round it out with D'Angelo Russell, who, I mean, here's a guy who, I mean, he was touted as NBA ready. A lot of scouts had a lot of good things to say about him. one scout even one of the reports had him as probably the best court vision since Magic Johnson.
Whoa! Slow it down.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the ESPN reports back in August actually. So, and his stats right now is 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and as we know, Lakers are 0-4 right now.
Yep.
Now if you look at go back and you look at guys like Stockton, you look at guys like Nash, their first couple of years in the league, they weren't Steve Nash or John Stockton by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, you look at their first and second seasons, it really it wasn't that great.
Right.
So I mean, it's early. We'll see how Russell progresses. But I mean, we will see how he turns out, but hoping for the best. And I mean, even more recently, you look at the draft where Okafor and Dwight Howard came out. I mean, Emeka Okafor was touted as he was that #1 draft pick. He was supposed to be the dominant big man coming out.
Mm-hmm.
No one really paid attention to Dwight, and the scouts in Orlando, they said we thought Dwight had the more long-term potential, which turned out correct, right? Yep. So. It's again, we're only 5 games in. It's very early, but that's a quick take on the young guys in the league right now.
All right, man. Watch out for Winslow as a dark horse for this rookie of the year.
That's right. Oh, can't forget Winslow. He's like a couple of highlight plays so far.
Yep. So where can the good folks find you, Ravi?
We switch it up this week, man. The good folks can find me at Ravi Narayan on the Instagram.
Oh, excuse me, on the Instagram. Okay. And you find me as usual at Beyond Locker Room, short form RM, man. Folks, we'll take care. We'll catch you all next week, man. We'll see what the league has in store for us next week.
That's what's up.
Yep. All right. Hey, by the way, just almost forgot before we had a chance. All the prayers and stuff like that, prayers, everything out to the Flip Saunders family. So I think last time when we did it, I think it happened just literally the day after we recorded. So rest in peace to Flip. Didn't want to leave on that without putting that in there. So.
Most definitely.
Exactly.
Flip Saunders, and all prayers going out to him and his family.
Exactly, man. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.